Hello everyone, welcome to Heal Yourself rather than see a doctor. 大家好，欢迎来到看医生不如看自己。Okay, today let's talk about chapter 17, the root cause of obesity and lose weight scientifically. 今天我们讨论第17章，肥胖的根本原因与科学减肥。The body shape of many people in modern society has become an olive shape with two small ends and a big middle, that is, a big belly. So, how is the beer belly formed? 现代社会很多人的体型变成了橄榄形，两头小两头小，中间大及肚子大。那么将军肚及啤酒肚是如何形成的？The fat in the food is decomposed in the small intestine and absorbed in the form of glycerol and fatty acids after entering the human body. Triglyceride, that is, fat, is resynthesized in the liver cells and then transported out of the liver in the form of lipoproteins and transported to the subcutaneous storage. 食物中的脂肪在小肠内分解，以甘油和脂肪酸的形式吸收，进入人体后要在肝细胞内重新合成甘油三酯及脂肪，然后以脂蛋白的形式运出肝脏，并且运送到皮下贮存。When the amount of the fat produced by the body is within a reasonable range, the fat is transported to reasonable places such as breasts, butts, inner thighs, etc. But if there is too much fat, there is no place to put it, then a new place must be found. And the space under the skin of abdomen is wide. And as a result, the excess fat is placed in this place, and the beer belly is formed. 当身体产生脂肪的量在合理范围时脂肪被运送到合理的地方，如乳腺、臀部、大腿的根部内侧等等。但如果脂肪太多了没有地方放了，就只好寻找新的地方。而腹部的皮下空间广阔，结果多余的脂肪都被放到了这个地方，将军肚，也就是啤酒肚就形成了。When the liver suffers from long-term chronic damage, such as being affected by lifestyle such as drinking, smoking, staying up late, and lack of certain nutrients, there will be problems in fat metabolism, which will lead to the failure of the body to use fat, and a large amount of fat will accumulate in the liver cells, resulting in fat liver. 当肝脏受到长期慢性损伤，比如说饮酒酗酒、吸烟、熬夜等生活方式影响，以及某些营养素缺乏时，脂肪代谢就会出现问题，导致人体对脂肪的利用障碍，大量的脂肪就会堆积在肝细胞内，导致脂肪肝。At the same time, liver utilizes fat in disorder. A large amount of fat accumulates in the body, leading to obesity and hyperlipidemia. 同时呢，肝脏利用肝脏的这个脂肪利用障碍，大量脂肪堆积在体内，导致肥胖和高血压。 So this is the root cause of the fat. Do you understand now? If you don't understand, you can watch my video again and read my article, read my ebook again. Okay. A lot of people don't know why he or she is fat. This is the root cause. Okay. Of course, after the lecture, you can review and you can answer the question: what is the root cause of the obesity? Okay. The root cause is what? It's because of the dysfunction of the liver, especially the fat metabolism disorder. Okay, people often think that obesity comes from eating. In fact, although obesity has factors such as eating too much and exercising less, the most important factor is the lipid metabolism disorder of the liver, in the liver. 人们经常认为肥胖是吃出来的。其实肥胖虽然有吃得多、运动少等因素，但最重要的因素是什么？是肝脏的脂类代谢障碍。Many people see obese friends or relatives and say, "Wow, your absorption function is so good that you will grow fat when just drinking water." Let me analyze what is going on in the medical point of view of you will grow fat when just drinking water. 很多人见到这个肥胖的朋友或亲戚说：“哇，你的吸收功能太好了，喝口凉水都长肉。”下面我从医学角度分析一下，喝口凉水都长肉到底是怎么回事？When the body needs fat for energy, the substances fat will be mobilized, transported to the liver, and then burned for energy in the liver. Therefore, the liver is the center of fat metabolism. 当人体需要脂肪供应能量时，皮下的脂肪就会被调动，运输到肝脏，然后呢，在肝脏内燃烧供能。可见呢，肝脏是脂肪代谢的中心。In fact, the liver is the metabolic center of the three major substances of protein, sugar means carbohydrates, and fat, and is the chemical factory of the human body. 其实呢，肝脏是蛋白质、糖，也就是碳水化合物和脂肪三大物质的代谢中心，是人体的什么化工厂。When the liver suffers from long-term chronic damage and metabolic disorders, the reaction of animal acids absorbed into the body from food to synthesize the protein needed by the human body will slow down, even stop. 当肝脏受到长期的慢性损伤、代谢障碍时，从食物吸收入人体的这个体内的氨基酸合成，人体需要的蛋白质的反应就会减慢，甚至停顿。When the protein synthesized reaction slows or stalls, it causes the animal acids, the raw materials for protein synthesis to build up in the body. One more time, when the protein synthesizing reaction slows or stalls, it causes the animal acids, the raw materials for protein synthesis, to build up in the body, to accumulate in the body. OK，当合成蛋白质的反应减慢或停顿时，就会导致合成蛋白质的原料氨基酸在体内堆积。 The body is not allowed to accumulate raw materials. Once the body thinks that there are too many raw materials, it will convert these accumulated animal acids into fat and store them. 而身体是不准原料发生堆积的。一旦身体以为原料过多了，就会把这些堆积的氨基酸转变成脂肪，储存起来。Glycerol and fatty acids absorbed from food in the small intestine are also synthesized into fats in the liver. The absorbed sugar can also be turned into fat. 小肠从食物吸收进来的甘油和脂肪酸呀，也在肝内合成脂肪。吸收进来的糖也可转变成脂肪。Therefore, when the liver's metabolic function is not good, everything you eat will turn into fat. The people will easily gain weight, as the saying goes. Even just drinking water will make you fat. 所以，当肝脏代谢功能不好时，吃进什么都会变成脂肪，人就很容易胖起来。就像俗话说的那样，喝口凉水都长肉。In fact, drinking water will make you fat. It's not because the absorption function is too good, but because the liver's metabolic function is not good. 实际上，喝口凉水都长肉，不是这个吸收功能太好了，是因为肝脏的代谢功能不好了。What is the reason for the poor metabolic function of the liver? It is caused by chronic liver damage, caused by long-term unhealthy lifestyles such as drinking, smoking, staying up late, stress, eating junk food, or the long-term lack of certain nutrients in the diet, or the long-term imbalance of nutrients in the diet. 那肝脏的代谢功能不好了，是什么原因引起的？是饮酒、吸烟、熬夜、压力、吃垃圾食品等长期不良的生活方式，或者饮食的某些营养素长期缺乏，或者饮食的营养素长期不均衡，导致的肝脏慢性损伤引起的。Once you understand the root cause of obesity, losing weight is easy. 明白了肥胖的根本原因，减肥就轻而易举了。At present, there are many weight loss methods on the market, such as various exercise weight loss, drug weight loss, and acupuncture weight loss. Although these methods are effective because they do not fundamentally solve the root cause of the obesity, they are often prone to rebound, and the weight loss effect is not easy to last. 目前市面上有很多减肥方法，如各种各样的运动减肥、药物减肥针灸减肥。这些方法虽然有效，但因为没有从根本上解决肥胖的根源问题，所以往往容易出现反弹，减肥效果不易持久。And some weight loss methods will lead to further loss of nutrients in the human body, causing further damage to the body. 而且一些减肥方法会导致人体的营养素进一步流失，使身体受到进一步伤害。The most common way to lose weight is to eat less or not eat. So dieting to lose weight is very harmful to the body. 最多见的减肥方法就是少吃饭、不吃饭，这样这个节食减肥很伤身体。Obesity is originally caused by the imbalance of nutrients in the body, or the lack of certain nutrients. Dieting will lead to further lack of nutrients and further disorder of liver function. 本来肥胖就是因为身体的营养素不均衡或某些营养素缺乏造成的。节食呢会导致营养素进一步缺乏，会导致肝功能进一步紊乱。In addition, people who diet to lose weight are cold, hungry, dizzy, weak, pale, hair loss, memory loss, and even severe drowsiness, anorexia, hallucinations, and even life-threatening. 另外，节食减肥的人呀，又冷又饿，头晕眼花，全身乏力，面色苍白啊，掉头发，记忆力减退，严重的会甚至出现这个嗜睡、厌食、幻觉等现象，甚至危及生命。Therefore, the most scientific way to lose weight is to take nutrients to lose weight by supplementing the nutrients that the human body lacks to protect the liver. After the liver lipid metabolism returns to normal, weight loss will be very simple and not easy to rebound. 因此，最科学的减肥方法是服用营养素减肥。通过补充人体缺乏的营养素护肝，肝脏脂类代谢恢复正常后，减肥会非常简单，并且不容易反弹。In fact, where the body grows unreasonable or our body knows best and will rationalize the unreasonable structure of the body. 其实呀，哪里长得不合理，我们的身体自己最清楚，最想让不合理的地方合理化。But when there is lack of nutrients, although the body knows that it should eliminate the belly as soon as possible, because the longer the belt is, the shorter the life is. The body has no solutions, no raw materials, no rehabilitation tools. 但营养素缺乏时啊，身体虽然知道应该尽快消除大肚子，因为裤带长，寿命短嘛，但身体没办法，没原料，没工具。After the nutrients are supplemented, the body will naturally transform the unreasonable places to make them look reasonable. 营养素补充上去之后，身体会自然而然地改造不合理的地方，使其长得合理。Therefore, using nutrients to lose weight is not simply to lose weight, but also has a body rebuild effect, making you fat where you should be fat and thin where you should be thin, showing the beauty of a human body curve. 所以，用营养素减肥，不是单纯的减肥，更有塑身的作用，让你该胖的地方胖，该瘦的地方瘦，尽显人体曲线之美。And not only will it not cause any harm to the body, but it will allow the body's various organ systems to return to the most ideal state during the weight loss process. 而且不但不会对身体造成什么伤害，反而会让身体各器官系统在减肥的过程中啊，恢复到最理想的状态。Okay, so I have instructed all of you guys the root cause of the obesity and also how to lose weight scientifically. Hope it will help you. You can understand very well, okay? Help you to lose your weight and also become more healthy. Okay, see you in the next lecture.